Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. This is Neil Armstrong, your fitness coordinator here at the Covington, and I'm excited to bring you your first YouTube video for exercise. So feel free to play this one multiple times throughout the day even. The first one we're going to do together is just simple warm-up routine basically. We'll take the joints through a little bit of movement. We'll get a little bit of light stretching. And the goal being just to help get some blood circulating, to help loosen up some joints. Maybe if we've been sitting for a little bit too much. Nothing wrong with that, but hey. All right, so let's start with our first one. So sitting up nice and tall in the chair that you're in. We're going to start with a few head turns left and right. So main thing as you start going through these is to be aware of the range in your neck. We're not trying to cause any pain or discomfort. You might experience a little bit of stretching in the sides of the neck as you do this. That's okay. But as you're going through this, I want you to try and imagine a small string that is extending from the crown of your head all the way to the ceiling. And that string is helping to lengthen not only your neck, but your whole back, your whole spine. You can also be thinking ears over shoulder. Let's take one more turn each way. Excellent. Next one we can go for is a head circle, head rotation. And you can go clockwise, counterclockwise. It shouldn't matter for the first one. Some things to think about here is imagine you've got like a little teeny tiny paintbrush right on the tip of your nose. And you're still trying to imagine that string from the top of the head. But with our new nose paintbrush, I want you to just start tracing circles in front of the face, nice and small to begin. Notice your breathing as you move through these. You might notice some sounds in the neck. And after we go through a couple rotations, you can start tracing a bigger circle. It might kind of feel like an oval. You can play around with some different shapes here. I could move through a triangle. If you felt like it, you could write your name. I'll take one more. And then I'm going to switch the direction I'm rotating. Same thing. You can start with a smaller circle, remembering to trace it from that paintbrush that is on your nose. You can start to make this a little bigger circle, oval. Can go through that triangle variation. Still trying to think ears over shoulders. And I'll finish this last one. And bring the head to center. All right, so the next one that we can do is going to be a chin tuck. So you can take your fingers to your chin, and what we're going to do here is pull the head away from the fingers. You might get a little bit of double chin action going on, which in this case, we want that. And we're going to continue holding here, a couple breaths longer. You can lower the hand. And then let's continue that chin tuck. Don't go anywhere with the head, but just roll those shoulders up and back. Like with those head rotations, you can take a smaller circle if that feels more comfortable. I personally prefer the smaller size. I find that my shoulders don't have to do as much work. And let's switch direction, back to front. Always feels so good in the morning. All right, let's finish this one and bring it to center. Excellent, let's move through a little bit of rotation here. So I'll call this one the bow and arrow. So I want you to just bring the arms forward. If this position isn't comfortable for your shoulders, I want you to bring the hands to the thighs. And I'll show you both ways. Pick the one that you like. So with our starting variation, I'm going to pretend like I'm holding a bowstring and pull that string back as far as your shoulder allows. Again, I'm not looking for pain, discomfort, stickiness, and I can release. Take it to the other side, releasing. And just so that you can see with the hands on the lap what that would look like, I slide one of the hands toward the hip crease. It comes toward the knee. I slide the other hand. So we'll go through a couple of these. You've seen both, so pick the one that is more comfortable for your body. Trying to feel that movement from the shoulder blades, the scapula. Let's take two more. And placing the hands on the thighs. All right, you can widen the feet slightly, and you can keep the hands on the thighs, and we're going to rotate that torso around a circle. Nice and slow. Watch your breathing here. And I'm looking to feel a little bit of weight shifting in the feet, in the sitting bones for sure, in my hands. I can even use the hands and the feet applying a little bit of pressure to help send myself around. Let's take one more. And I'm going to take it the other way around. Going around the world. You can feel a little bit of light stretching in the lower back, possibly even the belly or the hips. Let's take one more. Final time. And settling in the middle. All right, next one that we can go for will be for the ankle. So what you can do is you can hold on to your hamstring underneath the leg so that the foot is in the air, and then I'm going to rotate that ankle around in a nice, easy circle. And you can take it opposite way around. And set it down. Swap it out for the other. Same thing, moving through a nice ankle rotation. Remember to breathe here. And let's swap direction. rotating around. And setting down. All right, let's go for a hamstring stretch here. So what you'll want to do is adjust your sitting bones so that you're nice and close to the edge of the chair. Obviously, you don't want to fall off of it, so you don't want to be too far, but you don't want to be so far back because you're not going to be able to stretch out your leg. So from here, you're going to take one of your legs and extend it forward. You can have a slight bend in the knee. It shouldn't affect this. And then focus on sitting up nice and tall. There's that string at the top of the head. The ears are over the shoulders. And then I can engage my core and start to hinge through the hips, the waist. And how far is too far? Well, you should start to feel a nice little pull along the back of the leg here in the hamstring. So once you get to that position, well, you can just hang out there and breathe. Focus on here, resisting the tendency to collapse your back, your shoulders. You want to use some of those back muscles, your lats, to keep the shoulders back and the collarbone nice and wide. Let's bring it on up. Leg comes in, and you can extend the other forward. Same cues as before. You want to sit up nice and tall, engage the core, and then start to hinge from your hips, your waist, until you feel a comfortable stretch. So nothing should be painful, right? It'll be a little bit uncomfortable, sort of productive discomfort, but it shouldn't feel painful. It shouldn't feel like your knee is hurting here. If it does, sort of pull yourself out, maybe get in front of a mirror if you can and kind of look at your position. Taking a couple more breaths here. And bringing it up to center. All right, so nice and simple for the first one. By all means, do this a couple times throughout the day, especially if you've been sitting for a little bit of time, let's say an hour or something. And even if you don't do the full thing, try and remember at least a couple of the moves, just to kind of give yourself a little bit of a reset before you get on to your next activity. All right, everybody, it was a pleasure. I'll see you in the next ones. Bye-bye.